November 14th, 2020, in Scottsdale, Arizona, local police converged on a disorderly man outside of a bar who refused to leave the establishment. Little did they know, this man shared something in common with them.
Dude, I'm f***ing on your side. I'm on your f***ing side.
Little did he know, that wouldn't do a damn thing to save him.
And you want a chest bump us? You can go ahead and do that. And guess where you're going to end up? In my jail.
You need to go. They don't want you here, so you have to go.
Hey.
I'm on your side. I'm a law enforcement.
Okay, you need to understand, hey.
I don't think the chip on this man's shoulder could be more apparent. Any attempts to settle him down just fanned the flames of his anger. And now he was claiming to be a police officer out of California. Like that made any difference. This officer on a white stallion wasn't here to get his autograph.
He was just standing here waiting for our table, and he was just looking at me, and I was like, is there like a problem?
Yeah.
And he was like, there's gonna be a problem. And I was like, and then that's when he turned around and started pushing me around.
Disorderly conduct, intimidation, and now assault? It doesn't matter whether you have a badge or not. That doesn't entitle you to put your hands on other people or get in their face. But that comes right out of the Dirty Cop handbook, doesn't it?
He kept getting like, and I was like, hey, just take a step back without a mask. Was he hitting the hand away? Yeah, he kept doing that. I was like, how many times did you say he was knocking the hand away off you?
10, 15.
You saw it?
Yeah, right here, bro, the whole time.
Fortunately, he's on the other side of the body cam this time.
Everyone in the group says that he came over to every single one of them and said, you want to have a problem tonight? You want to make a problem? I have a problem. And then all of them watched him get in Edgar's face, swat his hands away. Edgar's just, hey man, he got back up.
Never mind the hand swatting. This was at the peak of the 2020 COVID outbreak. His mask was off and he was invading people's personal space. That was a recipe for disaster. And now he was standing so close to officers that they could smell the alcohol on his breath.
Dude, it's Arizona. What the what am I doing wrong?
You're too intoxicated. You're trying to pick fights with people. You can either calm down and go home, or you want to be a California cop and be a dick, and you want a chest bump us? You can go ahead and do that. And guess where you're going to end up? In my jail.
Neither words nor professional courtesy were going to bring this man to his senses. They let the cuffs do the talking instead.
I'm gonna go home.
Oh, now you're gonna go home?
It was far too late for that now. And when he tried to fall back on his authority once more, they made it clear that they weren't going to play favorites.
Dude, I have a law enforcement ID.
You, sir, are a disrespect to our profession this evening. So you need to shut your damn mouth before I call your supervisor, and you lose your job in California while you're visiting Arizona.
I don't understand.
So you close your mouth and let us do our job now, because you can't make adult decisions.
What's your job?
My job is to take you to jail now, because you can't be an adult. Have a seat.
It is beyond refreshing to see this overstep of power get recognized and spiked to the ground by other officers. It's people like him that give good cops a bad name, and this one in particular took that incredibly personally.
The guy assault, multiple witnesses watched him swatting the hand of the security guard. We've already asked him to go home tonight.
Come on, bro.
Service.
I'm under arrest for a bar feud.
The issue
I
is...
have a
See, this is the other part that's a disgrace to our profession. If you were a true cop and you cared about the blue, you would have freaking gone home when I asked you to.
Sometimes that's all you can do in situations like this. Just walk away. If the man weren't so drunk and belligerent, maybe he would have done the same. Better yet, maybe he would have remembered these officers' faces.
This was our check subject at El Jefe, and then our check subject at International.
Oh, so you can
And then we rode away, and now we're out with them for the third time this evening.
That's right. 3 separate times. Tonight, he was enjoying his bachelor party a little too much. Long after his frustrated friends had come and gone, he was still finding excuse after excuse to keep the night going, and each time he was booted from an establishment, these officers were called in to shoo him away. I'd call that a little bit more than a professional courtesy. This man had flat out abused their kindness.
Did you ID him, boss? Let's grab his wallet from him.
Now we have a name for the face. Drew Romo from Merced, California.
Drew, man, we tried, buddy. I don't know how you tried. Okay.
He worked for the Roseville Police Department and was also a coach at Whitney High School. That's almost a 12-hour drive from Scottsdale. Maybe he didn't want to be recognized tonight. Maybe he knew his behavior would come back to bite him if anyone did. Not that it did him any good either way. Now, it was time to pay the piper.
You're being arrested for assault and disorderly conduct.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you, sir. You don't have...
I don't have a
Forgive me, but who do you immediately report to?
I forgive you, but he is medically not on shift.
Okay.
I don't have it. You're not listening.
I am listening. You haven't
You're not
completed a
honest.
sentence.
Can you contact,
I'd love to contact somebody. Who can I
can you
contact?
contact Sergeant Terabets?
Yeah, is he in your phone?
No, I don't have my phone.
That's not your cell phone in your pocket?
It is my cell phone.
Being plastered certainly wasn't helping his poker face. Those lies tripped out of his mouth like a failed sobriety test.
And this is a sergeant in your jurisdiction?
No, he's not my reported sergeant supervisor at all.
Okay, he's just a friend that we're calling?
No amount of character testimony was going to change what was happening on camera, and no one was going to risk their credibility on someone so inebriated and abrasive.
What is my charge?
Your charge again for the third time, sir, is assault?
Third time?
Yes, sir.
I'm being charged the third time?
Confused by your question.
What's my other charge?
Assault?
245?
Perhaps? Yeah.
What?
1203A1.
Ooh, got him.
Nothing like some cop humor to make some more jabs at his current state. The reality of his situation was met with a slack-jawed stare and more questions that had already been answered.
I'm a good dude. I'm a cop.
Questionable. But there was one thing that wasn't. There was only one place he was going tonight.
Alright, man, put one leg in. Okay. Alright.
Is that going on record?
Is what going on what record?
647F.
Sure.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, man.
647F. It's going on my record.
Spread your feet.
I can't walk?
No, you're done walking. You need to spread your feet.
But as they searched his pockets, the officers realized his attempts at civility were left at the curb.
If there's anything on your person that you know that we missed, and you knowingly take it into the police car or into our facility, it's a felony offense in the state of
Zero
Arizona.
things, man.
Put your head. There you go. Keep, hang on. Keep working your hands down. There's elbow grooves. Okay. It's a short ride, okay?
Yeah, whatever.
As Drew was booked back at the station, everything he tried to hide came uncovered. His reporting officer, Lieutenant Scott Blinn, had been supervising him since early July. That's right, he had only been a police officer for 4 months. Before any more action could be taken, yells and banging attracted everyone to his holding cell. Someone was less than comfortable about their current position.
Prisoner.
Well, sir, the correct term probably would be prisoner. We tried to give you the professional courtesy.
I give it to you.
Okay.
So, he expects preferential treatment. Ironic, given that he's housed in a single-person cell, far and away from anyone who might be less than happy that they were sitting next to an officer.
But I can't breathe in here.
The fact that you're able to raise your voice, the fact that you're able to bang on a door, the fact that you're able to dial 911 leads me to believe that you are able to get oxygen into your lungs.
Have you ever been trapped in a jail cell?
I have not. I have not made poor decisions enough to wind myself up into
What
this.
was my poor decision?
I have to report back to your lieutenant this evening, and now I got to report back this behavior
Can
furthermore.
I call my lieutenant right now?
Let me give you the number to call, and you can call your lieutenant right now. I have it right here.
On this?
Yes. Go ahead.
What am I? How? Lieutenant Glenn, this is Romo. Good, how are you?
Drew Romo was released from prison and released from service 4 days later. In March the following year, he pled guilty to disorderly conduct in exchange for a dismissal of the assault charge. He was fined a total of only $650, a minuscule punishment, but at least he lost whatever authority he thought he had. Based on his LinkedIn page, he is currently serving the Lord full-time as assistant director of a local church in Rocklin, California. Let's see if this good cop ends up being a good Christian too.